Hi, Coach Katie coming at you from my home gym here in Minnesota. I'm excited to be doing today's energy boost / energy refresh. We're going to be doing a lot of deep breathing and moving. Today is focusing on 4 movements that's going to activate, open, stretch, and help you to feel revitalized. To use these moves throughout the day, throughout the week. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get started with the instruction on it and warm up. So we're going to warm up and I'm going to teach you about each move while we move along. So getting right into it, we're going to start with sunflower squats. As we breathe in this movement, we're going to breathe up, in through our nose, out through our mouth, squat down. Breathe up, in through our nose, out through our mouth, squat down. We're going to do just a couple of these here. Once we get into the workout, or should I say refresh, we are going to do these moves for 40 seconds each. So that's our first move. If you want to squat a little less deep, what that would look like is to just come here. If you want to just do the arms from a seated position, you can do that as well. Next is a plank grid. So as usual, our planks, we can vary how we do those quite a bit based on where our feet are and where our hands are. So our hands here on the floor, we can do this plank grid. We're stepping forward and back just from all fours. We can do it from our knees really, except we're extending more forward into a plank position. Or we can go on our toes. So as I'm instructing you here, keep doing a couple of these. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. One thing we're focusing on is keeping a little bit of tension in our core. We're bracing our core. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. And the goal for this move is just to not move those hips side to side. So if you're from your toes and you're dipping back and forth, it'd be better to come down to your knees. Okay, so we care more about the quality of your movement than we do the quantity or how hard it is, right? So that's something you're gonna find that's consistent in all of our programming at Anytime Fitness. Next move is an alternating reverse lunge. This can be assisted, where we're holding on to something, or where we're going in a lesser range of motion. A theme today is breathing, so we're inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling up, exhaling down. If we want to step away from support, and really I just switched my breathing here, so just breathe. That's the main goal. Focus on breathing. I always like to say you're usually exhaling down and inhaling up. But at the end of the day, again, just breathe. So a couple of those, hopefully you're feeling a little warm. Next move is going to be A's, I's, and T's. And I'm going to step forward to show you these a little bit. Your positioning with your arms is down by your sides, then open kind of in this A position where you're like making the shape of an A. And then the next move is a T. So you can do this standing. This is meant to activate your lower trapezius muscles, which is those posture muscles that keep your shoulder blades in the right spot in your back. So we're activating those muscles. If you want to get a little bit extra resistance on it, you move forward, hinge from the hips. Bonus, you get to activate your glutes too. So let's try a couple of these. Again, we're inhaling and exhaling as we move. We're working to keep our shoulders away from our ears, breathing through each movement. This exercise is a stand-alone exercise. If you want to get up from your desk and just have something that helps to release the tension in your neck and in your shoulders, this is a great one. So hopefully you're feeling a little warm. We're gonna get a sip of water. As you've realized today, you don't need any equipment to do these moves. We're gonna go through the 4 moves just 2 times. And part of that is because we really want you to see that you can boost your energy in very little time. You can really improve the oxygenation to your blood, lift your spirits and your mood, and you can do that in increments throughout the day. It doesn't have to be all at one time. But since you're here, let's do it all at one time. We're gonna start with our sunflower squats for a full 40 seconds. So go ahead and start. Inhale high, exhale down. Inhale high, exhale down. Remembering you've got some variations here. You could just do the arm movements from a seated position. You can do your squat at whatever range of motion feels best for you. Isn't it interesting to note, squats, your feet can be varying distances apart. What really dictates your squat stance is actually your femur and your tibia length. So it's a really personal thing. That's just me being a nerd of biomechanics. Excellent. So we're almost through here. Perfect. Taking a little rest, moving into our plank grid. If we were to do that elevated, right, it would look like this. Speaking of my truck here, share with me your first car. What was your first car? And then tag a friend. Tag a friend who remembers your first car. Here's our plank grid. We're inhaling forward, exhaling back. My first car was a Mazda. Ford Tempo. A Ford Tempo. And had automatic seatbelts. Fortunately, they always worked because the car would shake when you went over 65 miles an hour. Okay, so if your knees are down in the position that I'm in, again, we're making sure that we're not moving our hips around. Last couple here. Good job. I don't have a timer beeping for us, so we went a little bit over time on that one, but that's okay. It's a bonus for you. Couple seconds here. We're moving into our alternating reverse lunges. Remember, you can get a support here. Your range of motion can be all the way to the floor or somewhere in between. Inhaling, exhaling. I love reverse lunges. They're such a great strength and stretch move. So they work on your mobility and they work on your strength. The trick to getting up really well is to focus on that your lead leg is your strong leg, is the leg that's really working. So your back foot is just kind of a kickstand, honestly. Excellent. And then A's, I's, and T's. Okay, so A's, I's, and T's, right here, and right here. Let's hinge forward. Inhale. I, thumbs down. A, palms open. T, straight out to the side, working on those posture muscles. I, Inhale, exhale. A, T, I, A, excellent. All right, we're just going to take a little break. I hope you're posting about your first car. I can't wait to see those under my screen. I don't have the comments on, so Jess, if you're here, hope you're watching, or Vic, if you're watching, I hope you're sharing your first car. Mom and Dad, I don't even know what my mom, you know what, I know my dad's first car was not, he had a motorcycle. He kept his motorcycle license his whole life and just got one in his late 60s. Isn't that cute? Love my dad. All right, so one last time through. Are you feeling refreshed? And can't you see how you can do these just a standalone exercise? You can do them just as a grouping of 4. So let's get through them one more time. This time, let's really focus on depth of our breath, depth of our movement if we can too, okay? All right, I'm waiting to the top of the minute here, and let's start. It's possible some of my friends from my old yoga class are watching today. Miss those guys. All right, 5 more seconds. Nice deep breaths. Preparing to move down into that plank grid. Getting set up, choosing that position you want to start with. Getting those hips down and into place. Or again, just from all 4s, if you brace well, if you contract your core well, you'll be able to feel this no matter what position you're in. Moving our hands forward, and our hands come back. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. You guys are doing great. I can't see you, right? But if I could, I'd be making sure that your hips were really still in this position, that you were making sure to focus on quality of your movement over quantity. There's no such thing as going big or going home when you're not doing it right. So we're really focusing here on keeping those hips still and activating our core through what we call anti-rotation and anti-flexion moves, right? We're not crunching to do our core here, we're anti-crunching. We're anti-rotating. Excellent. All right. Next, we've got our alternating reverse lunges. Grab a sip of water if you need. Hopefully you're really enjoying those big deep breaths. I know I am. All right, let's inhale and exhale. Inhale. Remember your range of motion here. Everybody's going to look a little different. This is one of my favorite exercises. It just feels so good to kind of stretch and strength at the same time. But I just like exercise. Who does exercise because they have to versus because they want to? Or have you found things that you really like? Maybe this has been a time of discovery for you, where you've tried different things and really discovered what you like. All right, excellent. 20 seconds here and we'll do our last move. I mean, that's a key to sticking with any exercise that you choose to do is it has to be something you like. If it's not something you like, you won't stick with it. So choose the things that you like and integrate those into your day. Okay, Let's hinge forward. If you're hinging well, you're gonna feel those glutes activate, and that's good because we're all probably sitting more than we would like to right now. I, A, T. I, A, T. Remember, we're breathing. Inhaling. Really kind of squeezing those shoulder blades at the top. Feeling those muscles. I'm gonna pause for a second. You keep moving. Feeling those muscles kind of in that those lower shoulder blades, okay? Last one, I, A. Finish up your last three. Again, feeling those glutes firing. Let's stand all the way up. Circle those shoulders back. We're gonna drop down for one of my favorite stretches here. Down on one knee. I want you to tuck those hips right underneath you and push your hips forward just a little bit. Stretch through that hip flexor. Really helpful stretch to get into throughout the day. A lot of times when our low backs tense up, as a corrective exercise specialist, I see this a lot when people's low backs are tight. It's actually their hips that are tight. The low back is just reacting to the tightness of their hips. So this is such a great stretch, especially after you're all warmed up and you've got lots of oxygen flowing through your blood. You can reach high to the sky here. Make sure that if you don't feel really well balanced, you hold on to something. I'm holding on to good old Eugene here. That's what we named the Chevy. Eugene. All right, let's switch sides here. Still breathing. Tucking those hips so it's kind of like you're tucking your tail underneath you. I'll face you so I can see you guys. I hope everybody has a really great day and week. And just back to that point, do what you love to do. If you loved this, find a way to incorporate it in through your day. If you love the Tuesday Tabata or the Thursday strength, you can repeat those exercises and those workouts. You don't have to do ones that you don't like. Do the ones that you like and repeat them if you want. Make a schedule for your workouts too. That really helps to give something for you to ground your week in. You know, we're all kind of getting to that point where we need a schedule, we need a kind of a plan in place. So do that. Share what you like. I'd love to hear what exercises you really like, what workouts you like, or maybe something that you've discovered that you like that you didn't expect from this opportunity and from this time. So have a great week, everybody. Thanks for joining me again. I'm Coach Katie, and I look forward to seeing you next time.